Hello and welcome to the Keto, Fitness and Everything in Between podcast. Today we've got Gia, Shannon and myself and our fabulous guest, the Warrior Gail. And Gail is a keto mum to many of us, so it's going to be a good one today, getting to know Gail a little bit more.
Oh, bless. Hi, guys.
Welcome, Gail.
Thank you. And as I said, I'm in my pyjamas.
So before you guys joined, like me and Gail were talking about the slim consultants and how, you know, Gail used to be one of them, sorry. but
many years.
But we were really interested. Yeah, we're just kind of interested more around your swap from that to keto and how that came about.
Yeah, I have. I started that club where just before I turned 30, and it was just because I'd been on a holiday and nothing fitted me when I got there. I threw everything in and I said, that's it, I'm going to join it, somewhere to help me lose weight. And I did lose weight. I was approached then when I moved to Ireland and was asked to be a consultant in Ireland. And I was, I think, the second or the third consultant to open in Northern Ireland. And had to go and do my training in England. And it was only when, as I was saying, when I started keto, that I realised that there was no training regarding food or anything like that. It was mainly training on how to maintain your members, how to get people through the door and how to make money. There's nothing, there was nothing on, the food aspect, what was good, as you touched before in previous podcasts, regarding the amount of food that you can eat. And again, it is kind of the wrong food, to pile your plate with pasta and things like that it's not right. So for me, when I started keto, which just feels like yesterday because I feel like I'm still learning every day, but I love absolutely everything. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to start. The first time I heard somebody say the word keto, I was like, that just sounds painful. I'm not going down that line. And then I just Googled one evening, on Instagram, I just put in keto and all these people kept coming up and that. And I just reached out to Lauren at Carb Cutters, and I just said it was literally, hi, can you point me in the right direction? And she come back with, hey, I'm a keto coach. And I'm like, well, here I am. And that's literally where I started. Now, I would probably say, I don't know how many clients Lauren has had, but I would probably say I was the thickest one of it. I didn't understand because I had 20 years of a slimming club droned into my head of you can eat. I mean, one of the sayings I used to say was, if you want to bath in a bucket full of beans, you can do, and eat your way out of it, you will still lose weight. And for that to be ingrained in my head, and then all of a sudden I'm told that I can eat butter and cream and, cut away from, yes, you can have your potatoes. We all know that, there are foods that you can't eat, everything you can have. It was kind of like the reverse of everything that was stuck in my head for so long. And my hardest thing, I don't know whether, you've probably heard me talking about bananas. Bananas is just my world. I love bananas. So to go from eating as many bananas as I wanted to and still, kind of lose weight, to looking at this banana and looking at the macros of it and going, yeah, little kind of thing. Sorry that.
Fruit is so good though. I think on keto, that is one of the things I miss the most. It's just a big fruit salad, because everyone fruit's healthy, isn't it? Everyone thinks fruit's healthy, but when you have so much of it and there's so much sugar in it, it's just such a shame. But sometimes I will cheekily treat myself. Those mini bananas that you can get in Aldi, the tiny mini ones. I'll treat myself to one mini banana.
I mean, I actually ran downstairs one day. I was doing something. I went in the kitchen. I picked a banana up. I ate it. I got halfway back up the stairs and I was like, And I was smelling my hand. I was like, have I just eaten a banana? And it's just like how quick you go back into things. I ran back downstairs and I was looking at it and I was like, I've had a bloody banana, oh my God. And I was straight onto Instagram. I was messaging Lauren. I was like, you are not going to believe what I have just eaten. And we just laughed about it. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet Lauren would have told you, Gail, it's fine. It's only a banana.
Well, first off, it was like, why did you eat the banana? And I was like, oh, I'm going to get it pulled off now. Yeah, I'm a banana addict, but yeah, as I've mentioned, I've got the banana syrups now, so whenever I want it, I put it in a bit of Greek yogurt or, you know.
So, are they any good?
Yeah, I got the one from TRKG, I think it is, and I think it's them. I get me letters muddled up. I'm too old. But the banana one is brilliant, and the pear drop one is amazing in gin.
Oh, nice one.
Anything for a keto cocktail.
Yeah.
So, Gail, when did you actually go keto? Like, when did you reach out to Lauren? Because I don't actually know like how long you've been doing it for.
So I reached out to her. It would have been roughly about the end of January. Yeah, it was the end of January. And like everything with me, I have to give myself a date to start something. Yeah, but so I started on the 1st of February, the day after my birthday. I was like, I'll have my birthday and that is it. Started on the 1st of February and I didn't even know how to use Instagram properly. I hadn't a clue how to use Instagram, and when somebody was saying, like my friends were saying, oh, you follow them, I'm like, how do I follow them? Or, you know, I really didn't know what I was doing. And then I just started randomly following, you know, like other people, and then I think somebody said to me, oh, well, just send them a message. Didn't even know how to send a message, nothing. So like I was never Instagram up until Instagram and keto is my learning curve of 2020.
Hello.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
I've been sitting here for like 5 minutes. No, I was just waiting for like Gail to finish her sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my 1st of February this year is when I started keto.
I just can't believe you've not really been doing it for like that long either. So that's like what, 6-7 months now? So that's not a long amount of time. You've done so well in such a short amount of time.
Thank you. I think if I would probably say lockdown helped because it made me, you know, it gave me the time as well to learn it a bit more.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when I went back to work after lockdown, it was all, oh my God, look at this, lockdown loser. That's what everybody was calling me.
Oh, no.
And then they were saying, what happened to the other half of Gail? And I was like, oh, the good half's still at home. It's the bitch that's come back to work. Yeah. But in between lockdown and going back to work, I think I lost just over 2 stone. Yeah, and I started, you know, awesome, like Couch to 5K. I started that, and even, oh my God, the first day I thought I was going to be literally led at the side of the road shaking. You know, I was like, they're going to pick me up like a homeless person and drag me somewhere because, you know, they're probably thinking, God, she's high on something, you know, like it's sweltering weather and this dickhead's running away or trying to run. But yeah, so I started that and now I'm running every 3 times a week and I absolutely love it. There's something like, does keto do so much to your brain as well?
I feel like I genuinely think that it kind of helps your like mental clarity. Like personally, where I feel like I'm not so addicted to sugar anymore and I'm not like bogged down with the sugar anymore, I think where you're in ketosis and you've got more energy, it kind of like, you're not in a brain fog anymore. And when you've got that more mental clarity, everything's like happier and easier, isn't it?
Totally. And for my job, which generally when I'm at work, I'd be doing, you know, anything from like 25,000 steps a day. And I used to come home on a night time, prior keto, I'd come home on a night time and I would just be absolutely I'd be shagged, like I just could not be bothered to cook tea, for me and hubby, or it would just be like something very quick, very easy. I'd be in bed 8:30, 8:45. I do get up at 5 o'clock, but I would just be that tired. And then what I noticed when I went back and was probably 10 times busier, I was still awake at 9:30, 9:45, and I'm like, I felt like a dirty stop-up. I'm like, I should be asleep now. But I have so much more energy, which it's crazy to think. And like I've said prior, I was eating, pasta, potatoes, the whole lot.
Things that make you energy,
exactly.
right?
And the bananas, don't forget the bananas give you slow releasing energy. Can't mash them or cook them.
God forbid.
God forbid if you mash it or cook it. No.
Down in one go.
That's it. Yeah. But and the energy levels that you have is unbelievable.
See, I resonate with you there because, like, I was always told, like, especially I used to play Premiership rugby, and the coaches there were always like, "You've got to carb up," and I was like, I always just perform better on keto, and they were really adamant that I carved up. So I carved up, and I'm cramming. I feel so. It's really, really bizarre because most like athletes are so much better on carbs, and like the science says so as well. But I jumped straight back onto keto, and like a few games after, they were like, "Oh my God, you're like a different player." I'm like, "I told you, like keto for me, I just literally like Duracell bunny, like I just cannot stop and won't stop."
Yeah. Well, my husband has just been diagnosed diabetic, and I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a massive almighty row in our house. There's nothing in this house to eat, only keto shit and all this. Because I'd stopped the bread, the bananas, I won't say I would understand diabetes a lot either, but I'm learning that as well for him. So I says, right, get the iPad out, we're going to write a shopping list, and whatever's on it that you like, we'll go and buy. So he was shouting nuts. I says, tick, we've got, green veg, tick, we've got meat. He was like, oh, okay, so we've got all the food we need. So it's just kind of now trying to, educate him that keto is good for himself as well.
So do you think that he'll go keto with you?
Do you know what, Shannon? He probably would, because he does. We don't own a chip pan. We didn't own a chip pan, even though you could have your whatever free chips you could have prior. But the only problem is with Graham is he does 12-hour shifts. He works in so he works in a glass factory. He works in the hot end, so he goes through maybe 3 or 4 t-shirts a shift. He's on his feet for the full 12 hours. So it's trying to find something that will keep him full, you know what I mean, for that period of time, and it's strenuous hard work. So we're just slowly, trying to bring it in. Most of the times we generally eat the same food. He would just have like a bigger portion, but yeah, he's, it's hard. It's hard for a big bloke, to cut back as well. And Cadbury's chocolate, if it comes in a purple wrapper, that is his life. So him having to cut back on that, and me buying, like the Godiva chocolate, he thinks I'm poisoning him.
Oh no, does he not like Godiva?
No, it's got to be milk, like purple wrapper. Yeah. Purple wrapper, that's all he'll accept.
I was going to say, he might there's one in Tesco, and it's called Chocologic, and it's got like 90% less sugar in it. And it's the only one I found that sort of tastes like milk chocolate. Like, it's the milkiest one I found. It doesn't taste like dark chocolate at all. So maybe try him on that one. That one might be quite good.
I picked that up in Morrison's yesterday, and I was like, look what I've got you. So he's had some tonight, and he was like, tastes like shite, that.
Oh, no.
So he's gone from, but this is no word of a lie, girls, a 500-gram bar he would eat near enough every night. He would have. So he's gone from that to like, you know, the little,
Wow.
I think they're 25 pence a bar, like they're 99 calories, to one of them a night. He's so hard done by, like, girls, I'm telling you.
You know what it is as well, because I work in like manufacturing, and I think environment has such a massive role to play because everybody is of the same mindset and of the same habits. But when I got to the old place, the last place that I worked, like I walked in and I was genuinely shocked because so many of those people on the shop floor were on keto, and I was just like, what? Like they were trying to school me, and it was just so like refreshing to walk into a place that is like, you know, is very blokey, and they're all very keto diets and you know, trying all these great keto cakes.
Oh, that's cool for a load of guys to be on a keto diet as well, because I never actually bump into anybody that's keto apart from like meeting you guys online. I never actually bump into another person and they're on keto, let alone guys. You don't see many guys doing it, do you? But although in America it's so successful for them.
Yeah. I didn't, like, nobody, when I went back to work, they were all like, how did you do it? How did you do it? And when I was saying, oh, it's just keto, you just said that to me in January, what? But the amount of people, like my niece joined at Life's a Diet. She joined and she's done really well. Now, bless her, she's moved house and all the rest of it's going on. She's got visitors, but she's back on it again now. And like I was saying to Gia before, my sister, we're getting my sister onto it as well. So look out for her coming through.
Oh.
The whole family.
Oh my God, I'm so for it.
There's a whole lot of warriors out there.
But hang on, like, they've got to understand that you're our mum first of all.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know.
What do you think, like, what was the biggest kind of shock? So going back to the whole slim consulting thing, looking back now, what would you say the biggest shock for you was?
Doing keto.
Like doing keto, and then also like knowing what you know now. What was like the most shocking part of being a Slimming World consultant?
I was going to say then on the consultant side of it is, prior to being a consultant, the amount of money I spent as a member, and then even after I stopped being a consultant, I carried on going to a class. So the amount of pounds I've lost, as in like barely 30 pounds, the amount of pounds I've lost literally, you know, and wasted is unbelievable. You know, the fact that like I don't have to go somewhere on evening time. I was weighing at my leisure, you know, like I set my day, my time and what have you to... Yeah, so for me, for that, you know, and yeah, to realise that I was learning so much more about foods than I was when I was teaching people to lose weight, which is really, really sad. It's sad and annoying, you know, to think that people trusted me as well to tell them that you can't mash a banana. It's as simple as that, isn't it? You know, to turn it from a free food into a sinned food, you know, it is absolutely, it's mind-boggling. Like you say, you mash it up in your mouth anyhow.
I think it's just really sad when a diet isn't beneficial for the company and the person. Like we've talked about this, how like people have lost weight from it, but there is a critical like lack of nutritional information that people are given when they're put into the role as like a leader. And we've talked before as well about the certificates that you get as well, and how that would be so detrimental for me if I was having to compare myself to someone else. Because it's done based on weight rather than percentage body mass, isn't it?
I mean, the only thing that, I mean, I have tried absolutely everything, girls, absolutely, you know, from shakes Weight Watchers, Slimming World, and I think for yourself, for a person, you have to want to lose weight as well. You have to be in the right mindset to want to lose weight. You know, you as a consultant, I seen it, you know, as well as in like, well, I'll try, you know, I will. And that's where I was definitely at, you know, like for February. And that's why I always gave myself a date to start something. And you knew, you know, people straight away whether they were going to succeed or not. The only thing I would say, like, is really, really hard is whenever you broke it, it was so damn hard to get back on. Now, I've had... since February, I think I've had maybe 4 or 5 occasions where I've broke. And if you seen, I'm so sorry, on Sunday night, me sloshing.
Oh, I was loving it on Sunday night.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, it was horrendous. And it just wasn't alive on Monday morning at all. But on Monday morning, I got straight back on it so easily. Where had that been at Slimming World, it would have been so hard to get back on it, you know, and trying to focus on it and that. And it only took 24 hours for me to feel good again. Where Slimming World, I was still feeling sluggish because I was eating, you know, the wrong foods. Like, you know, I'd go for the carby things because sometimes when you've got your hangover, that's what you go for, isn't it? But not allowing yourself to have them, you do get better quicker.
I think that's also mindset as well. Like, you can get back on it the next day. Like, you can have your cheats and like enjoy your time. But I think what keto does give people is like a really good understanding of their own health and like a better mindset. So you're able to just like pick yourself back up and just do it again the next day and don't beat yourself up about it, because we're all human. We deserve to like have our cheats, and like, I don't even like to call it a cheat. I like just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, exactly. A relaxed day more than anything, isn't it? Yeah. The only thing I would say that I don't enjoy about having that relaxed day is when you have had like, you know, your heavy bread, your carby things, not, you know, when you have not your low carb, but, you know, just your normal white bread. It's I suffer terrible tummy cramps, you know, and I know that other people do and some don't, but I, you know, like me personally, I do, and I don't enjoy that part of it. But, you know, it passes, doesn't it? It goes. But to feel better in the food that you're eating, and, you know, another thing from learning in keto is fats are good for you. You know, like, to be told, like, gosh, stay away from full fat mayonnaise and stay away from your double cream and stay away from butter and all them things.
Cheese.
Yeah, cheese. Oh my God. I can eat a block of cheese, girls, making a sandwich. You know, it's just, yeah, it is literally, my father used to go mad at me because I'd go in the fridge as a child and just open the cheese and just bite into it and then leave it. So, like, you know, I just love cheese. More cheese, the better. But, you know, to be given like 25 grams of cheese, what the fuck is that? What is it? You know, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like a heaped teaspoon of cheese, basically.
Exactly. You wouldn't be out of it. So
just a little sprinkle.
A little sprinkle, yes. Unless it's cottage cheese, and then you can eat the tub of it.
Oh, no, don't get me started on cottage cheese. Like, that is not the one, Gail.
No.
I've tried my hardest to try it, and I'm so open with like all food. Like, I will eat anything almost. I can't bring myself to eat cottage cheese. I've bought it and I've opened it and I've looked at it. Yeah. I just can't.
Curdled yoghurt. That's all I see is curdled.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it, but it ain't no burrata.
Don't get started.
I still need to try it. I still have never tried it. Like, because I was going for a bit of a dairy-free stage, but now I'm like back on my dairy. I definitely need to hit up some burrata, but I'm just hoping there's not a shortage.
Honestly, M&S, I'll buy it out. I went that one time and I was
you took like 5 last time.
Yeah, because that's how many was on the shelf. I was like,
I'm taking it.
They have there's good dates on it.
That's it.
It's looking like coming up to expiry date. And it's like, burrata a day.
We don't have the Costco one. They're just horrible. Not nice. Not nice at all.
I'm so disappointed in Costco.
I know.
Like, it's normally the best.
No, it's nowhere near an M&S one.
I mean, I don't like any of you saying that because we all know my feelings on M&S, but
some things get right, Gia. Some things they get right.
Unfortunately. Oh, there she is.
Nice of you to join us.
Sorry, guys, I was actually eating my dinner.
What you got?
I had some Moroccan chicken with some green beans and pak choy.
Nice.
And some coleslaw.
Very nice.
Where's your dairy?
In the coleslaw.
Any yogurt tonight?
Huh?
Any yogurt tonight?
I was going to. It's in my MyFitnessPal log, but it's like 9 o'clock, so maybe tomorrow.
And also backlash from last night.
That was serious.
This morning.
Jesus Christ.
You get it all, don't you, mate? Joshua Hill.
I know. I don't know why people want to target me. Why is it me? Unless other people get them and they don't put it out there. Because I know Natasha was saying to me how someone came in her DMs like absolutely abusing her and she just ignored it. I was like, screenshot it and put it on your story, expose it.
Yeah.
She was eating low carb bagels though, so I was like,
oh dear.
Oh dear.
She got some abuse.
Not surprised. You don't be posting the bakes of Satan, do you? Like that's just.
That's weird, because I'd contacted them. I think it was just the beginning of lockdown, and I was like, can you just genuinely asking. I didn't know anything of the the problems they were having, and I'd asked them about how do they ship, how do they delivery and things like that, and everything was like, oh, it's all above board and it'll come within a week. And I was like, all right. And I was about to do an order. And Lauren, it was actually yourself that I'd contacted, and I'd said, oh my God, your bread buns, your bomb cakes, whatever you want to call them, look amazing. I was going to buy some from here, and Lauren was straight there. Don't you go getting it from there.
I don't know why I get so many people messaging me about, I think I had about 5 people in a week, one person every day ask me if they should order. And then 2 people had actually ordered and managed to get a refund. But
shocked that they managed to get a refund. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, all Shannon got was a lawsuit.
Yeah.
You got a donation. I got a quid. Jeez.
Oh yeah, a quid for sprinkles.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous. It's sorted. Jeez. Just when it came through, I took my phone. I hadn't even listened to the message yet to send. I was just like, oh my God, what's this?
Do you know what though? That is actually, I think that thinking about it, that's actually how we became friends, because I was speaking to Lauren about my my troubles with the company, and she was like, oh, message the Healthy Egg, because she'll be able to make you feel better. And that's how we became friends.
Yeah, it genuinely is.
And then I was just like, want to be here for the tea. Someone add me.
That was so long ago as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like it was only the start of the year, but
And here we are.
I actually feel like I know all of you, like as if I speak to you everything I've done for years.
It's the beauty of it, isn't it? Like, this is what Instagram has done, and I think and like we've said, this community is just so special for that, because I think everything's just so open and honest and like transparent, and it's not just like pretty pictures on the grid. It's like just real life.
Exactly, yeah. And that again is something that is like, it's so much better than paying to a class every week as well, isn't it? It's much better, because I can remember, sitting and having the worst week ever, well, the best week ever, but had my worst weight loss. I think I'd actually gained. And there was a woman sat behind me, and she was like, oh, I've had a KFC and I've done this and I've done that. And I nearly turned into the Exorcist, swung around that much. I thought I was going to wipe her out. And I'm like, how dare you get there? Literally telling me you've had KFC and you've eaten cream cakes and God knows what, when I have been and I haven't even had all my sins and this, that and the other. And you're telling me about. And I was like, I thought I'd be thrown out. So I was like... it was like, don't even speak to her.
I don't understand though how you can have your KFCs and I just don't get it. Like,
you can't really.
You shouldn't.
This is one thing that I asked Lauren at Carb Cutters. I said, what is an off-plan day on Slimming World? Because they just seem to eat everything. So when they go off-plan,
I'd go off the rails. Like, it wouldn't just be off-plan. It would be
out of control.
Yeah, it would be like 40 quid's worth of McDonald's.
But they have their chocolate, they have their sweets, but they have McDonald's as well. Like, I don't get it. Some of the people I follow, like, they have chocolate every night. That's like, it's like normal eating for some people.
I mean, it used to be a big joke that I would always have a crunchie every single night. Every night I fail. Absolutely love crunchies. But then when, because I'd been like literally totally old school, as in red days, green days, where now it's like, it's a mixed plan. So like a cheat day for me would have been, like your fish and having your meat and your potatoes together, or a cheat day for me is just used to be like fish and chips, but I would have like 2 or 3 crunchies. Then I'd have my bread with loads of butter on, because you wouldn't have, like butter at all, because you wasn't allowed it. It was far too many, sins and things like that.
But you can have 3 crunchies.
You couldn't have 3 crunchies. That was just when I was being naughty.
No, but even having like the one crunchy is like almost the same amount of fat as like 2 tablespoons of butter. So I don't really understand that, because like the honeycombs are literally made out of like butter and sugar, isn't it?
Sugar, exactly. It's like your daily dose of sugar in a crunchy. There's at least 25 grams in it. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I was saying. I know now what is in things that I would have been a treat for me. Not a cheat, but a treat, because it was in my allowance, and think, oh my God, that, what I've eaten in that chocolate bar, I could have had a nicer meal with the calories, the fat, the protein, and all that. I learned more since the 1st of February about foods than I did the 20 years that I was doing world. And in that, like I say, I was a consultant for years as well. So it's just, it is crazy.
That's so scary.
Because I mean, like,
it almost sounds unbelievable. Yeah. Like, if you're in a food industry for 20 years but don't really know anything about food, then what's the point?
It's like
what's the point?
Well, it's too late now, isn't it, Lauren? You can't take it back into swearing.
Things like that. It's just like, well, I don't get it. I mean, I just don't get it. I won't ever get it.